Okay. Okay.
You're good. All right. Good afternoon, Frank Grau. My name is Sharon Ragunan. I'm the Assistant City Manager with the City of North Miami Beach. Typically, the show is hosted by our city manager, who is usually pulled in so many different directions that we have to pinch hit for him on, on various opportunities and times. And so this is one of those where he passes on the Zoom mic to one of his assistants, and I pulled the short straw, right? Stick it. So I'm hosting it today. But
I understand clearly how he feels.
Thank you. But it's a pleasure to have you with us today, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be on Let's Talk. Let's Talk has been going on probably now for almost, if not, our Chief of Staff, Greg Williams, is going to correct me if it's whether a month and a half, maybe 2 months already. And it was a platform that we figured would be important during this COVID time, so that it's another way for the city to reach out to the community. It's an opportunity to see who at their city hall, what they do and why, and how we're preparing and responding to this whole COVID-19 and recently some of the race relations that are being hopefully being reconciled as we speak. And we figured we'd invite not only department heads to talk about what they do and why is what they do significant to the community, but also for our community residents and our stakeholders to know who some of our partners are. And from what I understand, you've been a very loyal supporter to the city. You've helped us, especially during this COVID time where we needed your support or UHaul support in helping really feed others. So tell the audience a little bit about UHaul yourself. I know it's not just moving, it's storage. I know it's a national company. I think you even have locations in Canada. So tell us a little bit about UHaul, about the values that it has that brought you together with the city, and as well why participating in our drives was important to UHaul, and even from you from a personal level.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation. As everybody knows, my name is Frank Grau, and I am the marketing company president for UHaul in the South Florida area. UHaul was co-founded by a World War II Navy veteran in 1945. UHaul was built under the idea that mobility is a basic need for every family. So for the last 70 years that we've been in business, UHaul has been committed to enriching communities in which we do business by assisting charitable organizations that address the most basic human needs: food, clothing, and shelter. UHaul helps those organizations through in-kind donations of equipment and merchandise. UHaul strives to be a good neighbor. We're involved members of the communities everywhere we're located. UHaul owned stores extend 30 days of free storage and U-Box to victims of natural disasters such as severe storms, flooding, hurricanes, tornadoes, etc. We're also an official disaster responder to the American Red Cross. When we acquire, one thing that UHaul does when we acquire real estate, we look for properties where we can utilize adaptive reuse, the repurposing of existing buildings to cut down on the construction materials and emissions, eliminating unwanted blight and preserving historical architecture, all while creating jobs. When our customers or local representatives come to us with questions, concerns, and suggestions, we listen very carefully and strive to meet their demands. Recently, UHaul and the City of North Miami Beach partnered with the Joshua Hart Foundation to deliver food and other essentials to residents' doorsteps. During the COVID-19 outbreak, the fight against the hunger was fundamentally changed since many residents were stuck at home without vehicles or were otherwise at risk. Our UHaul vans were ready to pull up, stocked to the brim with food and supplies. Our 15 UHaul vans helped serve 480 families in North Miami Beach. The drop-off included chicken, vegetables, lemonade, pasta, as well as various non-perishable food items. There were also good non-food items, including hand sanitizer, hygiene products, razors, and diapers. We're also very grateful to be approached by the Mayor, Di Filippo, to participate in such a humbling experience, and look forward to supporting the City of North Miami Beach for years to come. So,
yes, thank you. You're getting some applause from our audience. Tell us more, like from your personal perspective and being involved in these food drives, because you really are carrying out kind of like the value of U-Haul in terms of meeting basic needs through mobility, which
Well,
I love
sure.
it. So tell us from your end, how does it move you? How does it touch you?
Well, I tell you what, I'm a very emotional person when it comes to situations like that. And when the mayor contacted me and the city contacted me, it was a no-brainer to jump in and assist the community and the people that have needed. We needed to help them out because of their inabilities to come to these food drives that are being set all over the entire cities. The city mayor was very crucial that he instigated the calling us up to be able to assist them in delivering the food to them. So I was there. I participated. I loaded every truck. We were there with the news media. I had a fantastic time. I got to meet a lot of the people that I actually helped load the trucks, and we had a good time. We were there for maybe 5-6 hours loading all the vehicles. The only thing that I did not do is I didn't participate in delivering the vans to and go from one house to another. So, but when there's a disaster in every single city, it hurts. It hurts me personally. And I go back to Hurricane Andrews in 1992, which was a major disaster in Florida. I have 4 daughters and a wife.
Sorry, thank you, Trish. You have a fan saying thank you to you.
Okay, you're welcome. So I have 4 daughters. The day of the hurricane, after the hurricane was over with, I jumped them all in my car and I took them to the middle of the disaster. So they will get first hands on what actually happens during a natural disaster. And from that moment on, we jumped in with the American Cross and we helped everybody in the Homestead area survive the natural disaster like we're doing now with the COVID-19 here in North Miami Beach and any other city that we can help. So, we're not just a truck and trailer rental business, okay? We're human beings. We're a family-led organization, a company, and when there's situations like we have currently today, it hits home. It really does. Yeah. And we're very fortunate to be able to be on the other side, to be able to support and help the needed people that are in need of a lot of help. And that's why I'm here personally, and I assist with every drive that I possibly can.
When you signed on to U-Haul in 1995, did you think your role was did you anticipate the roles that you'd be filling in 1992 and during this COVID time?
Well, I actually started with U-Haul in 1975. Okay, so as I was a young kid, right out of school, and I had no earthly idea what U-Haul was all about when I first joined them. And I just, I worked hard. I climbed the ladder of success. From when I first started, I was a mechanic, and I just worked hard, kept my nose clean, like my parents taught me. And today, I'm the president of the South Florida area, which I worked hard for, and I've been at this job now for, I would say, 30 years in this position. Okay, so I'm very happy that I'm here, but no, I had no idea what my involvements were going to be, specifically with the involvements of natural disasters and helping people out.
Yeah, it's incredible how our roles evolve in our professional lives and not realizing how it's going to impact others.
Oh no, it's unbelievable. Until you're involved in it, you have no clue, and you really can't appreciate what commitment that you have to have within you to be able to assist the community and the people that are in need of help.
Yes, I agree. I'm just looking when you see me looking over, I'm looking to see if there's hands being raised or questions that anybody wants to ask. So if you see my eyes moving around, that's the reason why. I saw that you also received a thank you from one of our audience members and a resident as well. Her name is Diane Ralston. You received one just now from Tricia. So in other words, U-Haul is very much, as well as Ketley, Washan, right? So it's apparent that U-Haul is part of our community and continues to be that way. What do you think? Do you think in this COVID era that U-Haul is going to transform in other ways as a result of the climate that we're in right now?
Well, we're experimenting every single day. Yes, we're probably going to be evolved into probably a much better company, or much better needed essential company to be able to assist more and more people in the communities. We don't know every day. Every day is a new day. It's a new challenge, and we just got to be ahead of the curve. Like for instance, right now we are the only rental company that's fully mobilized, where you can rent a truck, a trailer, a storage, buy boxes online on your phone. You don't need it. You don't even have to come into the store. So we're expanding into the 21st century, and we need to be ready. And UHaul, what UHaul does is we listen to our customers.
Thank
And
you.
whatever the customers need, we're there to listen. And we also listen to the communities, such as the city of North Miami Beach and other cities. And whatever that we can do to assist or be ahead of the curve, we're here for that. Okay, so
Listening is such an important attribute, and you're combining listening with also serving, and I think people forget that one is connected to the other. So we appreciate that. You have a question from Ketley. Ketley, please.
Hi, Frank. Good
what,
afternoon.
how are
My
you?
name is, I'm great. My name is Kathleen Huachen. I'm a resident in the city. I live on the west side of town, and we read from you often. My question is, because of the COVID-19, what are the steps that you all is taking and sanitizing these vehicles when they return for the next person's use? What are the steps that have been taken?
Okay, well, first of all, you come into our stores, we have the 6-foot distance from every customer. We allow only a certain amount of people at the stores. Every time we rent a truck, we completely sanitize it. We clean the steering wheel, we clean the seats, we clean the handles, we clean the knobs. We disinfect all the seats. We do that prior to the customer renting the truck. Once the customer rents the truck, if they need, we also hand them out a sanitizing napkin, so they can, if they feel more comfortable to do a little bit more sanitizing, they can do that. When the truck is returned, we again go through what we call a level 1 system, where we re-sanitize the equipment and get it ready for the next customer. Okay, so we do that in our stores, we do that in our equipment. So we are quite clear that sanitizing is very critical today, and everybody wears a mask and gloves, and we all have to be safe and healthy in order to live another day.
Excellent.
Thank you, Ketley. How has your workforce been affected other than by the pandemic, other than these practices that we've now had to get become part of our daily lives now? From an employer standpoint, what are the other ways that the employees were impacted?
Well, they were impacted by their families and by themselves. But one thing I want to make clear is that during the pandemic, UHaul has not laid off a single employee, has not cut a single dollar off their pay. We're actually looking for more people to come and work for us. Okay, and like I tell all my people, I said, make sure that if you feel, we have a thermometer. We take their temperature when they come in the morning. We could take the temperature during the day. I sometimes, when I'm visiting a store, I carry one with me, and I'll take the temperature of some of the customers standing around. Just having okay? Because I want to make sure that they feel safe. Okay. And any of my employees, I've already told every single one of them, if you don't feel comfortable, and if you don't want to come to work, by all means call me, and I'll be very happy to assist you in not having to come into work. Okay, so if anybody doesn't feel comfortable, I'm not going to hold them against their own will, especially during these times of the COVID. Everybody needs to be comfortable, and the main thing is they need to go home and be safe with their families. And we have not had a single issue with any of our employees, okay, in this entire time since March through today, of anybody coming down with a COVID. Knock on wood.
Yes, that's incredible and remarkable, and I'm sure that the employees are grateful, and as a result, that builds more loyalty for
Oh, no question about
U-Haul,
it.
and you have some amazing employees.
Yes, I do. We have some fantastic employees, fantastic.
Nice.
And the tenure that UHaul has, I'm within the company for 45 years. I would probably say I have about 100 people working for me that've been with me over 20 years. Okay, so we are a very close-knit family, and we strive to help each other out, along with the community.
I wanted to take a moment to recognize Cheryl Stopnick. She's part of our public relations firm called Sachs Media. You may have either interacted with her or you've seen some of our press releases in terms of your involvement in some of the activities that we've done. So I wanted to make sure to recognize her. I have another question I have is, what would you, we've learned, we had McDonald's on the program not too long ago, as I look at the time, and time goes quickly here, and they shared a nugget with us that many of us didn't realize, how they really invest in their employees in college and their growth. What would be the one thing about UHaul, or a couple of things about UHaul, that the public, the average person that sees the UHaul name wouldn't know, and that you would like to share with us today?
Well, I'll be very happy to share the same thing McDonald just shared with you. We have an in-house college, which was called UHaul University. Okay, and we ask every employee to take as many courses as they possibly can, and most of the courses are accredited towards a college degree. Okay, so we're very, very strict in educating all our employees, no matter where you start, what position that you have. Their computers are open to everybody, and every single course is available to every employee. And I go by, visit them every day that I go to the stores, and I encourage them to take more courses and more courses and more courses. And when somebody comes to me that they're looking for an advancement, I ask first thing that I do is I say, how many courses have you taken? Let's continue taking some more courses. And so, UHaul is very strong in education. And we have our own in-house, like I said, UHaul University courses, which some of them are accredited towards college degrees.
And based on what you said, it looks like that sparked some other questions. So I have a question from Ketley again.
Hi, Ketley.
Hi. Does UHaul have matches the 401k? Is there a 401k with your company, and do they match it?
No, the UHaul has a 401k, and they also have what we call an ESOP, which is a stock ownership, where you buy stocks in the company does not match the 401k.
Oh, yeah.
But they also participate you in a 401k, in an ESOP program, that you get so many shares every single year of the UHaul company, free of charge.
That's excellent. Great to know. See that? This is excellent. Stocks and all? Oh, yes.
Thank you. As we're starting to wind down, I normally ask, some, I guess, personal questions, or hopefully they're insightful questions. What would you say, can you tell us a story about one moment during your career with UHaul that either inspired you to keep doing what you're doing, or just sealed or reinforced some values that you hold as truths to yourself? Can you share one of those particular moments with us?
I have two of them. I have two that I live by every day. Number one is the Hurricane Andrews. That was my first impact of what it is to be thankful for what we have and how we can go around and serve the community. And then the other one that we do here in North Miami Beach is we're a major sponsor of the Wounded Warrior Project. And to be able to spend a weekend or a whole week with wounded warriors that have come over from Iraq, Afghanistan, and you see them with prosthetic legs, prosthetic arms, and all kinds of different mental stages, and to be able to sit there and be with them for a week by riding a bicycle from here to Key West. And we do that. And then it's not a complete one-day ride of 150 miles. We make 4 or 5 different stops, but we go to Joe Stone Crab. Joe Stone Crab offers dinner for them all. We go there for one night, and then from there we take off to Key Largo. We go to a location in Key Largo, then we ride the bike to Isla Morada, and from there we go to the 7 Mile Bridge, and then go swimming with the dolphins. So it's that to me is the biggest, to be able to sit there and participate and become friends with all these wonderful soldiers that have given their lives or part of their lives to freedom. It's just incredible sight.
We would agree to you to that, to thank, thanks to our courageous men and women and all the military services, as well as all our first responders, including our police and fire personnel. The jobs that they have are not easy, and it takes a certain person with a certain heart, a certain level of courage to do what they do to look after us, protect us, and take care of us, and sometimes help us. And
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely. So and then something that I do too is I carry in my vehicle, my company vehicle, I carry a lot of masks and sanitizing equipment. And once in a while, I'll pull over into a fire station and I go inside and I ask them if they need any mask or anything else. And I help them out with what I have. So, we all have to help each other. No matter if they're, go ahead, sorry.
No, I'm sorry I cut you off, because you're saying we all have to help each other. Would you say that would be the message that we should leave here today, having had the chance to get to know you a little better? Or is there another profound message that you would like us to leave with today,
No, I think the major one, and this is something I've lived with my entire life, is we need to love each other, understand each other, and be friends with each other. Good. If we can do that and listen to each other, good. Listen is very, very important. And I've said that many, many, many times. I think those values have been instilled in me from my parents. And I've lived with them. I raised my 4 daughters the same way. And, I have a very happy family today with 11 grandkids. So I'm blessed. I am blessed. Okay. So, and we instill the same values in them. And, to me, I don't care who you are. Okay, when I meet you in the street, I say hello to everybody. I shake your hand, and life needs to continue. We all need to be friends with each other and love each other.
Thank you for that. And again, those are messages that I believe many of us on this program also share with you, and hope that we can continue reinforcing that in our thoughts and the conversations we have, and as well as our actions. Frank, thank you so much for being on the show. We normally end our program with talking about our census numbers. We are striving to get to 100% participation with our census. Today, we're at 53.6% response. We still have some way to go, but each day we kind of creep up, and to get into that 100%, 50,000 plus one is extremely important to us. What that means for the city of North Miami Beach is availability to additional funding for whether it's transportation, employment, housing, all kinds of programs that probably would have been helpful to us had we already been at 50,000. And certainly we don't want to miss that chance. Otherwise, we won't have a chance for another 10 years. And hopefully you could be one of our ambassadors, our census ambassadors, to spread that word for us. And I'm sure our Chief of Staff, Greg Williams, probably will be able to reconnect with you and see how UHaul can be one of our ambassadors out there to encourage every person who comes in your store to please fill out the census, whether they live in our city or not.
Well, if you want to give me some flyers that I can put on work, very happy to assist you, because we do get quite a few people walking into our stores, and whatever we can do to educate them to get the census done. And by the way, I filled mine up already. Okay, so I just want.
Thank you. Right, practice what you preach, and one of the other important values. And to our audience, thank you so much for joining us today. Tomorrow we have with us Dr. Martin Karp, a school board member of District 3, and he's going to talk to us more about distance learning for the coming school year. So many of you who either have children or grandchildren or somehow have kids some way or take care of kids, at least that'll be an important show to listen to figure out what the kids can anticipate this year, how you can prepare yourself for whatever is ahead this year for the new school year. And to everyone, please be safe, keep well, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.